beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Well, somewhere, not here, it's still 70 degrees. But it is that time of year where people with discerning tastes start getting asked, what can I get for 25 bucks? That's really awesome. So I put together a list of 25 things that I really like in 2025 that may or may not make good gifts. I don't know. It depends on how nerdy and practical your friends are. I broke it down into 5 categories so you can jump to the category that most interests you. Everything on this list is guaranteed to be less than $25, $30. Okay, I guarantee that I paid less than $30 for all of these things because some of them were gifts. But first thing is a tip, because you can almost always get everything for a little bit cheaper if you're patient. I plug everything that I'm interested in into camelcamelcamel.com. It's not an ad for them. And in fact, if you use it, I won't get any of the affiliate link money that I would get if you clicked on my links below. So I'm doing you a favor. Okay, so the first category is EDC. And in fact, I am actually every day wearing this one right now. This is my favorite thing that I bought in 2025. I spent $19.99 on it. A Casio Royale, or a Casio World Time, or officially the Casio AE1200WH. It's just a super fun watch. I beat the shit out of mine. My kids love it. I got one for each of them for Christmas. I don't want notifications on my wrist, just something fun. With all the functionality of stopwatches, world time, timers, it's all there. It's great. And the Casio crew is real. If you want to meet some really high quality nerds, you'll know them by a Casio watch. Okay, next up is the Rotring 600 pencil. This is a mechanical pencil. It's all made out of machined metal. The box that it comes in is impressive. This is actually a really good gift because people ask me about this thing all the time. I tell them it's a $25 mechanical pencil. They say I'm not interested in spending $25 on a mechanical pencil. And then the next time I see them, they bought the whole damn line. Because I keep it in my back pocket, there was a time where I actually getting out of the car, it poked through and just dragged this gash into the leather of my wife's car. She was not happy about it. And so this is the one that I actually EDC. It's got a little bit of a fidgetiness to it. This is the Rotring 800 pencil. It retracts that spiky part so you can keep it in your back pocket. These are more expensive than $25, but worth it if you plan to actually carry it in clothes. Number 3 for EDC is the Milwaukee Fastback 6-in-1. Again, has some fidgetability. I've owned many of these fastbacks. There's some in my garage still. And I just bought 2 more, particularly the 6-in-1 fastback. It has, pretty standard blade. These are handy because, you take that out and it's not a knife anymore. So you can travel with these if you want to throw it in your gear bag. But they're amazing specifically for an office desk, because they have this little bit driver right here at the end. It's got a standard hex bit, so you can interchange those with some bits that you have laying around. And it's got just a Phillips and a flathead. Honestly, I don't love Milwaukee tool, but some of their hand tools are pretty great. And their plastics feel really good in the hand. Number 4 is the Smartish Wallet phone case for iPhone. Yes, I rock my phone in extreme unk mode with my cards attached to it. I think it fits 3. I run it with 2, and I haven't had any problem with things falling out as long as I have at least 2 cards in there. This is fun because it also you can use a card and slot it in there and double it as a kickstand. Problem is that you lose one thing and you lose everything, but it's drastically reduced the number of times that I find myself outside of my house without an ID. And finally, for this EDC category is the Fellow 12-ounce, I don't know what this is called, tumbler? Something tumbler? I've had a couple of these. This one was actually given to me by WorkOS. Handful of things I love about this. It's got a lid that I've never had any leak problems with. I literally just throw this thing in my bag and I've never had a leak yet. The drinking lip is recessed, so you don't have to put your mouth against the part where your grubby hands and everything are. It supposedly has like a ceramic or like glass coating so your stuff doesn't taste like metal. I don't know, probably just marketing, whatever. But man, this thing, there's this little splash resistant lid that they've started putting in these things. And yeah, it's a little extra step, but if you walk with your coffee like I do, or you drive with it, or you're really klutzy and sometimes you spill stuff, this is a surprisingly good job of preventing splashes and spills. So big fan of this 12-ounce. All right, so that's the end of category 1. Did you get what you came for? You just wanted the EDC stuff? Well, now we're going to talk about kitchen. Number 1 in kitchen is this ThermoWorks yellow lollipop. I think it's called Pop, maybe. It's a really great, accurate thermometer that kind of fits in your pocket. has a replaceable battery, and most importantly, it fits in our budget. I have more expensive thermometers that I prefer in some cases, but this one's always in the kitchen. If you cook anything, you need a thermometer. An area of cooking that you may not think of as cooking is our number 2 kitchen product, the ceramic Kaleido Wave in this blue, gray, green? I don't know what kind of color it is. This is a gift from my brother-in-law, and he actually brought this one back from Japan. The ceramic on this is beautiful. I've been trying to, have less daily overt plastics in my life, and this was a really good upgrade from my AeroPress. I do use the thermometer to check the temperature of my water sometimes if I'm feeling fancy. Number 4 is a Dansk butter dish. Look, I'm a sucker for a wood handle, and this Dansk butter dish has a wood handle. It's got a little ball that feels so good in your hands. Now you may be asking yourself, what do I need a butter dish for? I'm not warming butter that often. You should. Warm butter is great, but also it's great for soups, hot chocolate. I use it to caramelize teriyaki sauce. It's a lot of use in our house. Unfortunately, while I paid about $30 for it, I think they're like 70 now, and that kind of sucks. But again, maybe you can find it for like a good price, but at any price, banger. We gift this to everyone that we love. Number 4, some French ass salt. We have this Fleur de Sel salt. It's really amazing. This can is starting to look a little bit old because we reuse it. I get like a big ass bucket of it and just keep, putting it back in the kitchen size container. Love this stuff. It's my favorite finishing salt. We put it on the top of everything. Magnificent. If you don't have a good finishing salt, get it. To close out kitchen, we have a spatula. This is the Hell's Handle fish turner. The important part is that you need a fish turner. The Hell's Handle, the handle's fine, I guess. Mercer did fine with this one. But a fish turner is just, I use one of these for all kinds of cooking in the kitchen. Love it for eggs, love it for pancakes, love it for salmon. Anything that you kind of delicately got to get under and flip. Now, I'm going to throw a bonus in here while we're talking about spatulas. If you're more of a smash burgery kind of guy, kind of gal, kind of person, this one can't be beat. Great for scraping and flipping and smashing burgers. A problem that I've had with cheaper smashulas, if you will, is that the steel isn't thick enough to really get a good press on there. This one's awesome. Okay, that's enough kitchen stuff that's gonna last you a lifetime. Let's talk about the disposable shit and get into electronics. Up at number 1 is this Anker USB dual head Hydra looking cable. I love being able to plug one end of this thing into a charger and then charge 2 devices at once. Now, no, you're not getting your full, 60, 100, whatever watt power. I think it's like 30 each when you have them both plugged in. It's enough. It's good. To plug in like a phone and a Steam Deck or something like that. A little light charge on your laptop. Number 2, Think Tank Red Whips. Now, this is not an electronic, but you just saw me unwrap my cable with it. I love tiny little cables. I have these things wrapping everything in my office. They're great. You got to get the Think Tank ones. I bought some cheap ones on Amazon and they were terrible. I don't like things that feel bad. The Think Tank ones are great. Maybe they're a little bit more expensive, but the way that they feel is good. It's good. Number 3 is the Anker wall outlet. I have many of these around my house. Any place where I saw someone regularly plugging in their phone or a laptop, I just installed one of these. Again, they max out at 30 watts. I don't know why. I think it's just an old product. I wish I could get at least 61 watts out of it so I can get like full charging for my MacBook Pro. I also think that they should dump the USB-A. The next version should not have USB-A on it. Speaking of USB-A, I have a whole tray of these USB-C to USB-A adapters. These are the ones that actually go into the USB-A port, and this is because I 169% do not fuck with USB-A cables. These are particularly handy in those places where you have something tucked behind a dark corner and you got to do that stupid USB-A game to try and, figure out which way it is. I just plug these things right in there and now it's a USB-C. Also not an electronic, the Flight Flap. Showed this in my travel bag video. This thing is amazing. This one has a polyurethane casing on it, and inside there's like a sheet of foldable aluminum, I think. So yeah, I just fold this thing up and I put it where they have the Sky Mall and the emergency landing instructions, which there's no point in reading. You're definitely gonna die. People ask me about them on every flight that I use them on. And finally, in electronics is the 8BitDo Lite 2 controller. Look, I'm going to be honest, this is not a great controller. It's giving Switch Joy-Con energy, which is maybe the worst and most functional controller of all time. And that functionality is exactly what I like about these. Check it out. This is my ROG Ally in this zippered case that I got when I got it used. It's got that Ally in there. It's got the little kickstand, but check this out. Right below that, I can fit 2 of those 8BitDo controllers in there. That means that I can take any session wherever I have that kit and turn it into a 2-player session. And let me tell you, playing games is fun, but playing Fogs with my daughter or It Takes Two with my wife on the go, I'll take a crappy controller if I can do that. In traditional 8BitDo fashion, they do have a switch, like a toggle, so you can do a typical Xbox controller or a Switch controller, which is really nice. I think I might got some of the numbers wrong in that. There should be 5. All right, it's 2025, so you know we got to talk about subscriptions. I hate subscriptions. They make me unfree. Unfree. Here are some subscriptions that I don't hate paying for. Number 1, YouTube Premium. Disney Plus can suck it. Netflix can suck it. HBO Max can suck. YouTube Premium is goated, and I happily pay for it every month. Next, T3 Chat. This is a multi-model AI chat interface on the web that a friend of mine makes. I think there are some nice things about, ChatGPT and Claude and the way they're integrated and the way they have memory and all that kind of stuff. But when I just want to use AI as a search or compare two things or tell me how to use FFmpeg, I really like the clear slate of just opening up this thing, it not knowing jack about me and just giving me an answer and let me kind of like get to it. I like that. I'm happy to pay for it. Okay, physical things. I got this like deviated septum and it kind of makes it hard to breathe. I thought like Alex or Mosey nosy thing. And it has these little patches with magnets, and you put them on each side of your nose. They're kind of a pain to apply, harder to put on than the breathe right strips, but they're easier to take off. Antihistamines give me tremendous anxiety, so I don't mess with those. These are great. Keeping with the health trends, Groons. If the marketing is to be believed, these are like whole foods and they have everything that you need as if you were eating vegetables, like a proper adult. And so if I have an excuse to eat gummies, even if it's like kind of like a vegetable, shit, I'll do it. And finally, protein. Pro Mix is fine. It tastes good. It mixes well. Few concerns about the marketing versus the guarantees that the label makes. As I get older, I'm supposed to have a lot more protein. Well, it's still an animal product. It's a byproduct. An animal doesn't have to die. Not that I have anything against meat, but I prefer it to be like celebratory instead of shoving protein down my throat to hit some kind of macros. So I don't know. I feel better about whey protein isolate in as much as you can feel good about any decision that you make. In 2025, that's enough. The subscriptions are making me feel existential. I got a speed round of miscellaneous stuff. These miscellaneous things are in the broad category of life. Number 1 in this category is Crown barrel-aged maple syrup. This is cracked. It's so good. I get it at Costco. They don't always have it, but when they do, I buy a lot of it. It makes a great gift. It's organic. Number 2 is the Time Timer timer. Also a little bit of a fidget toy there. This is great for the attention deficient in your life. They designed this little timer thing that counts down, and so you can kind of put this on your desk. You move it around to the time that you want to spend on something, and every time you look at it, you get to see you get to feel how much time is left. I find it very helpful. My kids find it very helpful. Anyone in your life who's kind of surprised at how quickly time went. Oh, there it is going off. As it passes, probably is going to enjoy that thing. Now, last Christmas, I got a 3D printer for the kids. And obviously, a 3D printer doesn't fit inside of our 20 something, 30-ish, maybe $35 budget, but filament does. Bamboo Lab, I think this only works in Bamboo Lab printers, makes a PETG high flow filament. And I get some of my favorite prints from this stuff. Can be a little bit temperamental. It likes to be dry, but it's really great if you need a hard, durable print. I've not had it gum up on me. It's very, very good filament. Now let's put one on the board for the adventurers. The Maracniv is the K silent? I don't know. This is about a $20 knife and it's super great. If you have an adventurous person in your life that doesn't yet know how to treat a knife. It's all rubber, plastic, and stainless steel. So these things can take a beating. Really great for a bug out bag too. Big fan of these simple, ergonomic Maracniv knives from Sweden. And finally, I had to give something for the dogs. This is beat up. The Chuck It Paraflight. Now, look, we all have dreams, right? When I saw Flight of the Navigator as a, I don't know, 10, 11, 12-year-old, and they open with that classic 80s scene where people are throwing Frisbees to their dogs, that's all I wanted in my life. Ball dogs are boring. Frisbee dogs are amazing. You can see we get a lot of use out of this one. I just ordered a replacement, so you know it's good. Having a dog catch a Frisbee is just one of life's simple pleasures. So that's my list. 25 things under, at, around, slightly above, a little bit above $25 in 2025. I have a couple other videos that you might like. One where I make my travel bag, tell you all about the things that were in my travel bag for 2025. And I'm hoping to make a video about all the things that I would never buy again at any price. And when I do, it'll be right up here, but probably is just blank right now. Okay, I'll see you in the next one, whenever that is. Bye.